January 20th, 2025 will be remembered as the day Lewis Hamilton first entered Ferrari's headquarters in Maranello, initiating contact with his new team. Under a leaden sky and a very British rain, the seven-time world champion arrived quite elegantly around 10 a.m., later moving to the tiny square of the Fiorano track, dedicated to the only other champion capable of winning 7 F1 world titles, Michael Schumacher. And now, for the first time, they've truly leaked what's to come for Hamilton in the coming weeks. This will surely get him up to speed and ready for the next season. After arriving at the headquarters on Enzo Ferrari 27 in Maranello, Hamilton went to Fiorano, where he was greeted by team principal Fred Vasseur and CEO Benedetto Vigna. The British driver's first official images as a Ferrari driver were taken in front of the historic Drake home with red window frames. Behind him stood the famous F40, Lewis's favourite supercar. The photographs were then released on the driver and team's social media accounts. The image, published on the driver's and Ferrari's social media profiles, was accompanied by his first words as a standard bearer for the prancing horse. "There are days that you know you will remember forever, and today, my first as a Ferrari driver, is one of those days. I have been fortunate enough to reach milestones in my career that I never thought possible, but a part of me has always cherished the dream of driving in red. I couldn't be happier to realise that dream today." The Briton added, "I am incredibly grateful to John Elkann, Benedetto Vigna, Fred Vasseur, and everyone at Ferrari for the trust they have placed in me and for making me part of this family. I am thrilled to begin this new era and to start working with such an inspiring group of talented people. I will strive to give my best for the team, for the company, and for the fans. Today, we begin a new era in the history of this legendary team, and I can't wait to see what history we will write together." Ferrari, which in recent days had published various contents playing on Hamilton and Charles Leclerc's racing numbers, 44 and 16, limited itself for the moment to a simple, "Welcome Lewis." Following the images, Hamilton visited the Fiorano track box, as well as Drake's home, where he was able to witness up close the historic office of Enzo Ferrari, from where the founder of the prancing horse monitored his men's work. The workplace has been preserved precisely as it was when it was used, providing an even more immersive immersion in the team's history. After his initial visit to Ferrari's historic locations, Hamilton returned to the Maranello headquarters, where he spoke with management and Piero Ferrari. He then began a thorough immersion in the various departments, which would continue throughout the day, allowing him to get to know his new colleagues better. The touch with the world of Scuderia, Ferrari, will continue today, with technical meetings and briefings scheduled in preparation for the season. Tomorrow, on Wednesday, he will make his debut behind the wheel of a Maranello single-seater on the Fiorano circuit. Hamilton spent the majority of Monday in meetings and welcoming Ferrari team members at their Maranello base, with Autoracer reporting that his first engineering meeting began at 11:30 local time. These will undoubtedly include race engineer Riccardo Adami, who previously guided Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Vettel through Grand Prix races. Hamilton will also fit the seats and run the simulator somewhere on Monday or Tuesday. That is before he takes to the Fiorano Ferrari test circuit in a scarlet red F1 car for the first time on Wednesday. This is legal under TPC regulations, which allow teams to race 2-year-old cars on the track, but the rules have been tightened this year. This is due to a test undertaken by Red Bull with the RB18 and Max Verstappen in Imola last year. The purpose of the test was to compare the 2022 machine against its 2024 counterpart, the RB20. After Ferrari complained, TPC conditions were tightened this year, with teams allowed 20 days of running but a maximum distance of 1,000 kilometers with permanent drivers on 4 of those days. Hamilton will test either Ferrari's F175 or SF23 at Fiorano this week, allowing him to further integrate with his engineering staff and become acquainted with his new steering wheel and teammate. That's because Charles Leclerc is also at Maranello this week, giving F1's breakout driving partnership their first chance to collaborate. Leclerc believes Hamilton's expertise will aid Ferrari, as the latter is set to face a stiff fight from the Monegasque ace. Following this week, Hamilton's preparation is expected to continue in Barcelona, with Corriere della Sera reporting that the Briton will undergo additional TPC testing at the Spanish GP circuit at the end of the month. His next appearance will be at the F175 launch event at London's O2 Arena on February 18th, followed by a return to Maranello for Ferrari's 2025 car introduction the day after. This will most likely be his and Leclerc's first time in the brand new car, as Ferrari tests its new creation. Hamilton will conduct pre-season testing from February 26th to 29th in preparation for the 2025 season. So, with Lewis Hamilton tied to a multi-year contract, Ferrari is in a unique situation heading into 2025. The Scuderia has one of the most anticipated driver lineups in history, which presents both opportunities and challenges. When asked about managing such a formidable duo, Fred Vasseur remained perfectly calm. Looking ahead to this season, Ferrari is well positioned to mount a championship challenge. They concluded the 2024 season in great manner, closing the gap on McLaren and almost missing out on the Constructors' Championship. Upgrades to the SF24 in Monza compensated for the team's mid-season glitch, resetting their course for 2025. Assuming Ferrari can continue its success from last year, Hamilton and Leclerc should compete for triumphs in the coming months. It would be incorrect to say that Ferrari has never had two drivers that are so closely matched. Carlos Sainz, their most recent departure, consistently pushed Leclerc to his boundaries while at Maranello. However, the presence of a seven-time champion could intensify the inter-team rivalry in the Ferrari garage. After all, this could be the first time in decades that both Maranello drivers compete for the Drivers' Championship. According to team principal Fred Vasseur, having this problem is a good thing. "Charles, Lewis, I am not particularly worried about this," he said. "They have a huge mutual respect. They know each other. They have been talking about this for months now. It is much better to fight for first and third, or second and third, than to fight for 19th and 20th. It is a good issue for a team to have this kind of discussion and approach, and I am really convinced, again, that the performance of the team is coming from the emulation between the two." For obvious reasons, there is a lot of enthusiasm surrounding this year's campaign. This season, not only Ferrari, but also Mercedes, McLaren, and Red Bull have legitimate championship aspirations. As a result, Lewis Hamilton has an added incentive to settle into his new surroundings at Maranello as soon as possible. The British driver didn't make this spectacular move without the desire to win. However, it is worthwhile to explore the probable medium-term consequences of the 2025 season. If either Ferrari driver wins the Drivers' Championship, the dynamics will surely shift going into 2026. With fresh regulations on the way, there is no assurance that the Italian squad will be leading in a year. Winning the World Championship this year, for various reasons, would relieve pressure on both Hamilton and Leclerc going into 2026. After more than 5 years with the organisation, Leclerc is keen for title achievement. Although there is no doubt about his faith in the Maranello project, the Monegasque can only wait so long for a title-winning car. This could be the first time the 27-year-old enters a season with genuine expectations of winning the title. For Lewis Hamilton, who recently turned 40, time is of the essence. This all has a significant impact on Ferrari's next 12 months as they continue their pursuit of an elusive world championship. So, what do you think? Will Ferrari win the championship? And will their drivers get along this season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.